So, Dennis, this is the, 32nd Annual Lab Institute.
Right.
Covered a lot of incidents, a lot of events over the course of those years. Other than, say, the Treaty of Versailles, what would you say are the most significant events you've covered?
Well, there's been many over the years, but certainly, going back to the first decade of Lab Institute, I think it was, the focus on reimbursement and how labs are going to be paid. And certainly starting in 1984, we had the clinical lab fee schedule go into effect. And that really pretty much has stayed in effect for almost 30 years. And here we are 30 plus years later, and the federal government now has passed a new law that's going to fundamentally change that laboratory fee schedule and go to market-based rates, which means laboratories starting in 2017 are going to be paid based on a median price of what they get from commercial payers based on the pricing and the volume. And that certainly has some immense implications for clinical laboratories in this country.
So where do you think that's all going to go?
Well, we don't know at this point. It's a huge task to ask laboratories to turn over this data starting in January 2016, and it's even a more Herculean task to think that the government is going to be able to take this data and actually, within the time frame allotted under the law, actually come out with some reasonable information on the other side. So I think certainly my sense is that the industry is going to be working very much in the coming year to see if there's some alternative ways for them to get the funding necessary, because again, this was all funding. This is supposed to save the government like $2.8 billion, and part of that money was going for a physician update over the next year. And there are other ways that they can get this money, and the question is, will the lab industry be capable of convincing the policymakers to maybe go in a different route between now and when they have to turn over the data in 2016?